My video for February the 28th, 2020 is number 3380. The title is Rule by the Criminally Insane. Kurt Nimmo is a native of Detroit, Michigan, who lived in Chicago and New Mexico before joining Infowars in Austin, Texas. Frankly, I had never heard of him till recently, but I like some of the things he writes about. As quoted in Information Clearinghouse, quote, "In America, the criminally insane rule and the rest of us, or the vast majority of the rest of us, either do not care, do not know, or are distracted and properly brainwashed into acquiescence," end quote. A longtime former editor for Alex Jones' Infowars.com, Nimmo has publicly trashed his ex-boss as a snake oil salesman who sold out to support Trump. He also wrote, February the 5th, 2020, "The Circus Comes to Iowa." February 16th, 2020, "War Criminal Hillary, Bloomberg's Choice for Running Mate." And February the 17th, 2020, "The Beginning of the End of Free Speech During the Past Month." Those are all three articles from the past month. Certainly, free speech, free press, and the right of self-defense, Second Amendment, are being challenged by corporate criminals. While I'd like to be confident of the Donald, he remains surrounded by deep state players who want to eliminate the Bill of Rights. Once again, oh, by the way, I did something yesterday that I rarely do. I trashed a video that I, it was in my normal time, and I did one later, and I didn't even go back and listen to the other one. I just deleted it. Anyway, this subject keeps coming up, and I had a dream, and I'm going to hold off recording the video as a result of that dream because I want to see what follows through the day today. So I went back and looked at Information Clearinghouse and decided to make a video on the subject about the criminally insane, because as I've said so many times, the whole Federal Reserve and IRS and this whole scam, and that's exactly what it is a scam that has turned the United States into a terrorist nation. It wasn't supposed to be that way, but that's how it's become. So I like it when somebody talks about how the criminally insane, the people that are our leaders, have subverted the values that the nation was founded upon. We were not founded to interfere in other nations. That's something that came from the money changers. And it's been going on throughout the 20th century, really. To some degree, maybe before that, but mostly in the 20th and now the 21st century, where we feel we have the right to depose of leaders and make choices for other nations. I mean, it's absolutely nuts. And man, Donald Trump, as I keep on saying, is an enigma. Some things, yes, I agree with building the wall. I agree with protecting our borders, but I also agree that Americans have the right to defend themselves. That's the Second Amendment. Keep and bear arms, and they must be commensurate with what the police have. And the police have weapons that are employed on battlefields, and I'm not even in favor of those. I mean, it's just a way of killing people quickly without even, in many cases, without even seeing who you're attacking, who you're killing. So it's crimes against humanity that are being perpetrated all over, and it's crazy. But the dream that I had, and I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail. The dream seemed to be implying that we are on the verge of real change. I'd like that to be true, but I don't know if it is or not. Tonight, I do plan on probably going and making the drive to the discussion group that I mentioned in the previous video, and just give them another chance. We'll see how it works out. Now, I know that the leader of the group is a Bernie Sanders supporter, and I don't know. I mean, does Bernie say some things that I agree with? Of course he does. That's not the point. It's not getting somebody to agree with every jot and tittle of your idea. That's not the point. The point is freedom and maintaining the republic. That has always been a high priority value for me. And my friends that are Trump supporters say that that's what he's doing. He's restoring the republic. Well, maybe. But we have to sweep out the trash. We have to get rid of people in the political circle like Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama and others that have been absolute traitors to, and the Bush, well, of course, Daddy Bush, I guess, is gone now, but Boy Bush is still around. We've got to clean house. It has to happen. I want to see heaven on earth. I want to see peace for everybody. I want to see prosperity for everybody. I'd like to have the RV happen and not be controlled by the bankers who are the same criminals that have been running roughshod over human freedom for a long, long time. We have to make serious changes. And if we are empowered, and the dream maybe implied some of that, and again, I may or may not share details of that depending on what happens in the next couple of days or so. I do know that Risto is going to be making a video with me, I guess, Friday morning, which will be for Saturday's video. And when Steve is ready again, I'm probably going to be making another video with Steve Hart. I haven't talked to him about that, but I'd certainly give him the invitation. And I don't know, there's other people that I wouldn't mind making a video with, but I need more information and need to see what happens. There's a lot of things that I'm considering, and I have to make sure that I'm making the right choices, because it's so difficult at this time when there's so much uncertainty with what's going on in the world and what's going on in my personal life. I mean, I have to find some answers and make some choices. So I ask you to bear with me, but bear in mind that I do think that God has to take responsibility ultimately, and many of us need to be empowered and enriched to be able to accomplish some of the dreams and ideals that we have in mind and have had in mind for a long time. Thank you, folks, again for listening, and namaste.